Hello everyone, welcome back to part 4 of the CoC Inheritance 2021 presentation. So I think we can start. The first team we have is Tech Warriors. Y'all can start presenting.
Hello everyone, I am Nick and I with my teammate Tushar and are going to talk about our hospital app we created during COC's Inheritance program. Our mentors were Priya, Vaishnavi and Sara. Next slide. Before moving forward, I would like to give a brief description of our app. In it, a patient take appointment from any doctor in any hospital. Patient can send request to any doctor in any hospital, and it will accepted by the hospital, and they will give time and date to patient. Patient can contact to hospital via call and chat features in app. Hospital also call and message to patient and giving date and time in appointment. Hospital can upload report and it can be seen by both hospital and patient. It uses Firebase authentication to sign up and log in, Firebase database to store patient and hospital's data, and Firebase storage to store PDF. Next slide. The technology stack we use the Dart and Flutter for front end and Firebase for back end. Next slide. Uh, Hello.
You can continue.
The features of our app are login, sign up, book appointment, chat, call, generating report, and adding and deleting doctors. The image you can see is the hospital side homepage of our app. Next slide. How to use our app? You can download the APK file from your Android device, then register yourself in the app. If you are a hospital, then register yourself in hospital section using your email ID. If you are a patient, then register yourself in patient section using your email ID. In the patient section, you will see the list of hospitals from where you can select any hospital you wish to admit. After clicking on hospital of your choice, you will see the list of doctors in hospital with their specialization. Next slide. You can book an appointment by clicking on Get Appointment button, as you can see in the image in the site. You can also book your appointment by directly calling the hospital using calling feature or by messaging the hospital. For hospitals, they have to log in their respective hospitals using hospital credentials, where hospital staff, example a receptionist, can see appointments of all doctors in the appointment section and manage appointments and time. Both hospital and patients can see reports in reports section. Now we will like to give a demo of our app.
Now I will give the demo. Hello everyone. This is our sorry, why it's floating? I'm not getting why this happened. That's our app homepage. Here are two sections: hospital and patient. Now I am going to first of all patient section. Here is our login page. Simply I will log in by using email ID which I have registered, and then click on login button. It will go to our patient's homepage. We will see here hospital list, where all hospital which are registered in our app. Now I will simply click on first hospital. Here we will see the doctors in that hospital. Now I have to take the gate appointment from first doctor, and then done. You will see the all the appointments which are pending, and in accepted section there are no accepted yet. So simply click on back, and if you want, if patient have to message the hospital, then simply click on message icon. We will see here the chat with hospital. Now I will send a message to hospital. Then simply click back. Then if I have to call the hospital, then I simply click on call button. As you see, I am calling to hospital. Now I will see, I will show the profile. Here is patient's profile, where its name, email ID, mobile number, and address you will see. Then I am going to appointment section. Here you will see the requested and accepted. Now no one accepted the request. So if you want to click on cancel the request, then simply click on done. Now it will delete it. Now I will see the reports. These are doctors uploaded the reports, and click on report. You will see the reports in PDF format. I am uploaded here sample report. Then if I want to click on delete, then simply it will delete it back, and I will log out. If I want to register another patient, then I simply click on sign up. I am filling details here. Mobile number, email address, password, and then address. I simply say Mumbai, and then click on sign up button. It will simply sign up, and we will see the hospital list. And now I will log out. I will go to hospital. Now I will see the hospital section. How will hospital manage the app? Simply click on login. I will put email address, password, and then click on login. I will go to the appointment section. Here you will see accepted and requested. First of all, I will go to requested section. Here are name of patient, its email address, and the doctor to which he requested appointment. And I will simply click on date. I will pick the date 27 January. Okay. Then I will pick the time 4 p.m. and 4 p.m. 30. I will simply set the time for the patient and then click on accept button. And this will go to the that part. I simply click on, and then you will see no report uploaded yet. So I will simply click on upload report. I will simply click, and then you will see I uploaded the report successfully here. And similar way, here you can see on the patient name, his email address, and the doctor to which appointment date, and the date and time associated with him. And if I want to chat with the patient, then I simply click on it. Here patient name you can see, and here is chat. I simply write the message. If I want to call the patient, then simply click on call button. I will cut the call. I click on done button, and this will you see the deleted from here list. And now it will go to the report section. Here you can see. Now, if I want to see the any patient's report, then I simply click on report. Here you can see the report uploaded for the patient whose name is Rick. And if I want to click on delete, simply click on delete. Go to back. If I now the hospital have to add another doctor, then simply click on doctor list. Here you can see the doctors which are associated with that hospital. I simply click on add the doctor. I will name, then enter post, then its specialty, if it's orthopedic, then its education, then simply click on done button. Now you will see the page doctor name added in this list, and then simply click on delete button. It will delete it. Now I'm going back, and if you want to see the profile of hospital, then simply click on profile. You will see the hospital name, his email address, his mobile number, and its address. Now I'm going to see, and then I will log out. Then if you want to sign up, then simply click on sign up. I will simply put the email address. And address of that hospital. I will put here Delhi. Then click on sign up. It will sign up, and then I will log out here. And that's our app. Now I will end the presentation here of our demo.
Yeah, that was a nice app, guys.
I have to add another.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Why we built it? In the era of lockdown and COVID, it is become difficult for a patient to visit a doctor. So keeping this in mind, we develop a app as a solution to this problem. A patient can consult a doctor online without the need of physically visiting the hospital using app's call and chat feature. And hospital across the world can register in this app, enabling quality medication to patients. As you see the chat screenshot. And then our future scope of this app are we can add video call feature, adding Google Maps so that patient can reach the hospital easily. Then online payment feature and feature to book ambulance. Here are our contact details. Tushar Shirbate email address and GitHub ID. Rick Chatterjee email address and GitHub ID. Thank you everyone, and thank you to all us mentors who guide us time to time and solving our doubts. And now I will end the presentation.
Yeah, that was a great presentation, guys, and a great app too. Any questions from seniors?
Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So first of all, congrats because it's a great app. There are multiple features that you have added. I had a few small UX type suggestions and a few queries. So पहले एक दो questions का answer बता दो and then I'll just give a few suggestions. Okay. So the
Yeah.
first thing is you mentioned in your slides that you have used Firebase authentication also. But in this app, I did not see it anywhere. Did you remove it later?
Authentication?
Firebase authentication.
No, it's in app.
So you're this
I
login
show
and sign
you
up,
the
you are
login.
storing it, right?
Yeah. Can I present the Firebase so that
No, no, that is okay. That is okay. I know the Firebase.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So second thing I want to know is how are you differentiating between a patient and a hospital? So you signed up for the patient, but if I enter those credentials in the hospital, what will happen?
Yeah, he will no data will show to him, and simply
Acha.
first of all we will implementing that key, if there is hospital email ID, then he will not
Hmm.
sign up to the patient section,
Okay.
and it
So
will
how are
fails.
you verifying? How are you verifying that?
Yeah, I simply add in code that
Hmm.
is hospital or patient. That I simply add the key so that he will not log into the patient section hospital, and simple
Okay.
similarly for patient.
Oh, okay. Very nice. Okay. So just a few suggestions I would like to give you. The first thing that you can do, right? Like immediate in future scope, if you're thinking of building this app more, the first
Yeah.
thing that you can do is sort the hospitals according to location. Because you're taking the location, but you're not using it. है ना? Right now, you're not using it. You said in your
Yeah.
future scope you wanted to provide maps and directions and all of that. But in the
Yeah.
beginning, what you can do is you can sort by location. So, assuming I am in Mumbai, first I will see all the hospitals that are in Mumbai. Then later I can see if it is in Delhi or not. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we have to implement in feature that filter which show only
Yes.
according
Yes.
to area, and we will
Yes. Yes.
implement by side Google Maps feature
Yes.
so that he can reach easily to the hospital.
Okay. And okay, so this is done. And one more thing I wanted to suggest is you have multiple places where you are deleting, right? You're deleting appointments, you're deleting patients, you're deleting doctors, all of that. No. So as a
Mhm.
user experience in future also, when you will be if you build apps, always remember that for delete, no, we always give a warning to the user, right? In apps, there is that dialog box. Are you sure you want to delete? Okay. So
Uh,
that gives a good user experience. नहीं तो अगर गलती से if you click on delete button for someone in critical, then the data is gone, right?
yeah, like get
Okay.
appointment, we have show dialog box.
So you show the dialog box while adding, no? In the same way, you can show it for deleting also. Are you sure you want to delete this patient, or are you sure you want to delete this patient?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Then take it. So it's a very good app. And congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, so if we are done with the questions and comments, so maybe we can move to the next team. So you all, acha, okay, they've left. The next team coming up is Vigilantes. Hello guys. So is everybody who's going to be presenting in the meet?
Yeah.
Yeah, you all can start presenting.
Yeah. Okay. Is the screen visible?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So we are Team Vigilantes, and Our teammates are Madhura Sawant, Dipti Kavatkar, and myself, Navyanova Chandalia. And we are very thankful for our mentors who have guided us throughout, Priya Nagda and Prerna Shilke. So, have you ever planned a set of tasks in the morning and failed to accomplish them by the end of the day? Do you often miss important events and deadlines because of your volatile memory? Do you ever lose track of how much you save and spend your penny? May it be a student or a working person, we all feel the need to efficiently manage our schedule, keeping a record of things, but often we end up forgetting or delaying our tasks. Planet is an app which will help you plan your activities, design your daily, weekly schedule. It will provide a to-do list to tick off your tasks, help you set reminders, note down important things, and manage your expenses. Next slide, please. So our key features are tasks, quick notes, money records, and reminders. Next slide.
So let's have a look at the description of the features. Planet is an application which will basically help you to organize your daily routine all in just a single place. Starting from managing your tasks, writing notes, managing events, to keeping a record of your income and expenses, this app does everything. This app allows the users to sign into the app and make use of the features which are useful in planning day-to-day life. Task feature, which will let you add tasks and tick them off once you are done with it. Second feature, quick notes, which will let you store your notes and edit or delete them whenever you want. Money records, which will help you, where you can add your income and expenses, delete them whenever you want. Also, you get an account of your total income, in expenses, and the balance left. Reminders lets you keep a track of events. You plan the event in the calendar view and can also change the view from month to week. Next slide, please. Let's have a look at the tech stack. Here we have used the Flutter SDK, which is based on Dart programming language. As it is a widget-based technology, just one code base is used for all platforms such as Android and iOS, and app development is quicker with fast testing. And Firebase, as it easily helps to develop storage, including authentication functionality. Next slide.
Okay, so we'll start with a discussion of the features. So just when you open the app, you will see an animated splash screen. So this is it. So after that, the welcome page is displayed. There you have to sign in with the Google account. So we have used the Google sign-in provider and Firebase for the authentication part. The welcome text, which is displayed over here, we have used the simple gradient text package for it. And then once you sign in, you will see your profile. Okay, so here you can see your profile. So you can either log out or return to the home page. So this is what it looks like, starting from our animated splash screen to the welcome page and then this profile page.
Starting with the first feature, which is task. Here you can click on the floating action button and this page will be displayed where you can add the title, time, the details of your task, and choose the date within which you want to do it, and click on add to list, which will add it to the to-do list. And once you have done, you can click on the tick button and yes, that's it. Next slide. Here is what the task UI looks like. Next slide. Second one is quick notes. Here also, on clicking the floating action button, you will lead to a page where you will have to enter the title and enter your notes. And once you have done, you can click on the save button, and then after that you can edit or delete your notes whenever you want. And for this, we have used the date time intel package, random package to give random colors to the notes, and Firebase to store the data. Here is the UI of the QuickNotes app.
So the next feature is the money records feature. So in this feature, you can store the income and expenditure. You can plan it over here. So there is a plus button in the app bar. So it will display an alert box, which will let you either add income or expense. And then you can just add the category of income, your income, choose a date, and just save it. And then you can also delete it. So the bottom navigation bar, yeah, it displays the total income, expense, and the balance left. So while adding the income or expense, you have to specify just the category, income, expenditure, and the date added. So the income and expenses are stored as a collection, two separate collection in the Firebase. And this is the UI for our records feature. So the last feature is the reminders. So in this feature, you can just tap on this orange button, click on it, and you get the view as month, weeks, or 2 weeks. So we have used the table calendar package for displaying the date. And then just by moving to the date and clicking the add button, you can add whatever events you want to add. And here we are using a shared preferences package for storage. So this is the UI of our reminders app. Now, this is the demo of our app. We have recorded it.
So in money records, now we are adding our income category, which is YouTube. And then, yep, it's pretty self-explanatory.
So this is the last feature of reminders. So this is how you can change the view and view various events. You can save it just by tapping on the plus button. So thank you guys. These are our contact emails. Hello.
Yeah, guys. So, do any seniors have any questions here?
Hi team. Uh, Good job with the application. One thing that I wanted to suggest was the to-do list, right? So for that, what you can do is some people find it difficult to complete tasks, and gamifying the to-do list section will help them. Like for example, let's say that as a user, I woke up and I wrote down whatever tasks I wanted to accomplish today, right? And if I am successful in crossing out all the tasks, then I get some kind of a badge or some kind of a points like that. So that will kind of incentivize me to try to complete all the tasks that are there. So that is something that you can add. And maybe after doing that, what you can do is you can like have a leaderboard of close friends with their tasks, etc., common tasks, progress, etc. So that is something that you can look at.
Yeah, we will keep this in mind.
Yeah, actually, one of the apps that is SSG, Step Set Go, it uses the same formula to give points for if you did 1 kilometers of walking or run. So we find this an interesting concept and we'll look into it. Thanks.
Yeah, good job.
Thank you.
Actually, yeah, it was a very great project, and I had just one small suggestion. In the notes feature, I guess you can add a search bar, so we can search for something, and the notes which have that particular keyword or the thing that we are searching, that can be filtered out. So I guess you can add a search feature there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a good thing. Yeah, we will do this in the update.
Yeah, guys, that was an excellent app. So, I guess you can leave the room now. We'll be moving on to the next team, that is Team Autobots.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, guys. Are you two the only people coming, or are we waiting for somebody else too?
One more.
Okay, yeah, please call them.
Yes.
Yeah, just a second. We have one more participant.
Yeah, I guess all three members are here. You can start your presentation.
Yeah.
Is my screen visible now?
Yep, it's visible.
Yeah. So, good morning. I'm Nirbhay from Team Autobots. So, we are working on an app called Trivia. Now, what is it? Now, for the introduction, being new to the place can be very tiring as we do not have any idea of the place around us. Thus, Trivia app will provide us the location of desired destination with the help of Google Maps and also our current location. Getting details about the destination is feasible while using the Trivia app. Also, we have the authentication for every user, and this app covers all the famous tourist places in India while providing the location of the selected place. Next. So now the technologies used in our app is Flutter as a framework, which is Google free and open source UI framework for creating native mobile applications. Second, Firebase for the backend, Google, which is Google backed application development software. And the third, Google Cloud Platform, third party provider. And at the last, Android Studio, environment where you can build apps for Android phones. Now let us see what app is actually what is actually the app. Uh, uh, Now about app. Travia is an app for travelers. It provides features like choosing destination, booking tickets, and organizing the whole trip. Some of the major features of our app are provides current location of user and the location of chosen destination. It also provides the detailed information about a destination's best place in the vicinity, current weather, and city's trend. Selection of vacation spot, getting general travel information about a destination, and creating wish list for places to visit. Now, Tushar will continue. Tushar.
Yeah, so coming about the API resources we use in the app, the first one is the Google Maps API. We eventually had to integrate the Google Maps in our app to get the current location of the user and also to facilitate the user to get the location of different destination. Secondly, the Open Weather API. The Open Weather API is an online service that provides the global weather data. So basically, we use this API especially for getting the forecast details of different destinations. Thirdly is the Firestore. The Cloud Firestore is a cloud-hosted and a non-SQL database. So we happen to store the user information as well as all the information about different famous tourist places of India into our app using the Firestore. Next slide, please. So the future scope. Firstly, it is about the booking of the tickets. Currently, it wasn't possible for us to integrate the booking services. If it's feasible or if it's like feasible for us to in the near future, we would like to devote our time into this app and provide services to user who are willing to use our service through this app. Then comes the scheduling. Users can schedule their trip. That is, they can decide the date and time for their departure and also decide the time for their arrival. Then is the tips for saving. We would like to provide more information about the tourist places as well as give some tips about saving money throughout the journey. Also, I would like to one more point that is about the polylines. So also we would like to add some polylines in our Google Map services so that the user can get the direction for the chosen destination by providing the safest and the shortest path. Next slide. So here is a quick glance about our app. Yeah, next slide, please. So these are our team members, myself, Tushar, Mansi, and Nirbhay. Next slide, please. These are our mentors. So it's a very special thanks to our mentors. They really help us throughout this journey and encourage us to keep on moving forward. Yeah, now I would like to ask Mansi to show us the demo of the app.
So first of all, as we open the app, this is the first place. Then after we click on get started, it redirects to the login page where we can register with an email ID and set an password. And if the user is already registered, then log into the app using the registered email ID and password. Once you have successfully logged in, there is a prompt which asks for access to the device location. The first page of the app displays the search bar to search places and also the tourist places which are most viewed, popular, recommended, and best in nature. If we navigate to any of the tourist places, it redirects to a page which displays the description, temperature, location, and the ratings of the tourist place. If we click on Get Location, it navigates to the map which highlights our location, which is in orange, and the tourist place location, which is in green. We can even book tickets, which is an upcoming feature we are going to add.
We can wish list the tourist places which are then added to the wish list, from which we can also remove the tourist places we wish to remove. We can even search for places which then redirects to the page which shows the info of the tourist place. All the information of the app, including how the user could connect with us, can be accessed through the eye icon. If we click on fork or star us on GitHub, it redirects to the GitHub. And if we click on contact us using Gmail, it redirects to Gmail to compose a mail. And this is an app in the dark mode. The user can log out from the account by clicking on the settings icon and then log out. This is all about the app.
Are you all done with the presentation?
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Firstly, the UI was really nice. I really loved the UI, the designs, the animations. In certain places, you could have changed a bit. The colors were slightly off, but yeah, overall, it was pretty nice. So, very great job with that. Any other comments from the other seniors?
Hi. So great job. Very good UI. I had a question about the data in the application. So all the places that you have right now, are they static, like stored in your database, or?
Yeah, they are just stored in our database.
So whenever you want to add something new, how do you go about that?
So like we add it in our database, then it eventually gets updated in our app.
Okay. Maybe you can, think of a way to include that in the app itself. For example, if a users maybe allow users to, post add new places that they have visited that are not already there on your app, something like that.
Yeah, we can think of it.
Yeah.
Great work, guys. So if we don't have any other comments from other seniors, you all can leave. We will move on to the next team. That is team Terrific Trio. Right?
Yeah, thank you, seniors.
Hello guys. So is everybody who will be presenting today here in the meet?
Yes.
Okay, that's great then. You all can start presenting.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, just
Yep, it is
check
visible.
the first slide. Uh, can you please go back to the first slide? So, hello everyone. Good afternoon. Myself Prachi.
and we are the Three-Rific Trio, and we are here to present our new app, ReadPad. So these are our team members, myself Prachi, Kashyap, and Sakshi. Our mentors who help us through our journey for building this app are Vriddhi Gupta and Shivam Pawar. Now I will give you a quick walkthrough of our presentation. Introduction, some details of our app, the working of the app, which is demo, technologies used to build this app, and lastly, the references. So let's start with a small intro of ReadPad. So ReadPad is the library of your favorite books within your pocket. But ReadPad is not only about reading books. You can also make notes, or we can say that write a journal where you can open your mind. Next slide. So now we will see some features of our app. I told you in the intro, ReadPad is about both reading and writing. For the read part, you can choose among a variety of books to read from. You just have to search for the keyword related to the book you want to read. As for the write part, you can pen down your memories or any thoughts about the book you read in the journal. Also, you can add a picture to mark that note. These are some features of the app. You can read any book. Just type a single word and the books related to it are listed for you. Write your thoughts on the book you read or use it as your personal diary to pen down your memories. You can add any picture related to the note you write as to remember what's that note about. So now Kashyap will give you the demo of our app and explain its working. Over to you, Kashyap.
Thank you, Prachi. Hello everyone, myself Kashyap Chavan, and now I will try to explain the working of our app through a demo. Next slide, please. Here is just a walk through our app, just login page, read and write, search button, write your thoughts, and general and logout. Now I am going to give you a just demo of our app. So I will just start to present. Can you make me host, please, to give the demo of our app? Hello, host. Can you give me the?
Can you? I think we have only allowed one person to share the screen. So if the previous person stops sharing, you will be able to share.
Okay. Sakshi, then just stop presenting. So hello everyone. Now I am going to open the app. Here is the starting pages of our app. So here read and write page of our app. Now there is a get started button to go to the login page. So if you are already the user of the ReadPack app, then you don't need to create account after. You don't need to create account, but you don't have the created account on a ReadPack. Then you just go click on create button and write username according to it, then email and confirm password. Then you will able to uh, then you able to log in to the our app. Then just you have to write email and password which you write when you create a account. Then you you will get a two option for it, read and write. If you want to read a book, then just click on the read button to get information to get a book. Here you get a search bar where you have to just click just search for the book which you want. Just like computer science I want, then I have to just write a computer science and then search for it. Then you will get result for it. Then you have to just click on a book. Then you will able to see the information of it, where he where the book name and the publisher. Now you will get a two option there, buy and open. If you click on a buy button, then you will go to the Google Play where you can buy this book. But if you want to read the book, then just click on open. He will ask to the Chrome, allow Chrome. Then you will go to the Chrome and able to read the book. Here you will get a PDF of book. And now just want you have to search just another book. Then you have to just search like Java. Then you will get a multiple option for it. Then we are now I am telling about the second second button, which is write. Here you can write the daily facts, or you want to add a memories of it, or you use it as a reminder. Just like I have read this book tomorrow from the which page. You can write 3. Then you will use it as a reminder for you, or hmm, you have to write a title as your book name. Then just click on a save. Here you get, then after saving it, you will get a general list where you save all the pages. Here I will use as a reminder for me, or you have to just use as for your memories, VJTI faced or the working. Here is the add button to add a general for it, and here is the sign out button to log out from the app. After clicking it, you will get to the login page. So for the further discussion of app, over to you, Sakshi.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Hello everyone, myself Sakshi, and I'll explain about the technologies we used in building our app. So we have used Android Studio as an environment for app development where a developer build apps for Android phones, tablet, Android TV, etc. Structured code modules in Android Studio allows one to divide a project into units of functionality, which enables developers to independently build, test, and debug. This IDE is free to download and provide rich UI development environment, and we have used it for front-end development in our app. For backend, we have used Firebase for authentication, storing journals, etc. Firebase aims at offering a real-time database as well as backend as a service. It is a cloud-hosted NoSQL database that allows you to store and sync data between users in real time. To load a huge data of books and adding this feature, we have used a simple API which is provided by Google, and of course it is free. We have used GitHub for collaborating on our projects, which has given us freedom to work together on projects from anywhere without any distance barriers. These are some references we have used to build our app. This is our contact information. If you have any query related to our app, you can contact us directly using our emails. Thank you.
Yeah, that was a great presentation, guys. Any comments from seniors?
Hello. Am I audible? Yeah. Yeah. So first of all, very good app. Team with that's what call. Yeah, terrific. Yeah. First thing I wanted to ask was, is this limited to only Google Books, or would you be as an extension, would you be able to even find out the stored PDFs in the person's smartphone and segregate them as well and make them available on your app for them to read?
No, now it's just for where is the Google available. All the available on the Google Books.
Okay. Yeah, so that's one thing that you can do. And yeah, topic-wise segregation. And yeah, one more thing regarding the notes. If possible, later on, maybe you can go. Since right now you do not have anything wherein you read the book within the app, right? You have to go to Google Books for that, or you have to purchase the book, right?
Yes.
So maybe later on you can go for a pub file reader or another like something like EPUB file. Have you heard of EPUB file formats?
No.
Okay, these are file formats which are used for books, specifically the ones which are like much more readable, because in PDFs, as you might have observed, the text is always fixed. It does not orient itself as per the way your screen is, right? If you go from landscape to portrait, the text still remains in the same position with respect to the page, right? However, in responsive websites, we have a smaller screen, so the text wraps itself around, right? So that's something which is not there in PDF. So you can read that kind of files within the app, EPUB files. They are much more reader friendly. So you can look into that as well. So that's one thing. Otherwise, it was a very good app. Good work, team. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I had a very small question. First of all, it was a very great project. Well done, guys. And I had a small question that you have used Java or Kotlin for this project?
Java.
Okay, okay. So maybe for the future projects or for improving this or for future projects, you can switch to Kotlin, because that would be better, right? Because Google has officially declared that you can create now apps with Kotlin, and it has a better code readability and many more features. So you can check that out also.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. So that was an awesome presentation. You all can leave. We will move on to the next team, Team Ag Venture. I guess they're not in the waiting room yet. We'll call them. Just a second.
Hello,
Hello.
can we start?
Are all the people who have to come are here?
Mm,
Okay, if only you all two are there, you can start.
yes. Hello guys, I'm Atharva and we are Team Adventure. Our project is a Flutter app and we have named it Adventure. Our team members are Sanket Hake and me, Atharva Asansure. Our mentors are Abhay Ubhale, Shivam Pawar and Sudhanshu. The tools and technologies that we learned and used in the project R. We use Dart language, Flutter framework, and Firebase. Our goal, we can say that there are very less e-commerce application related to agriculture. So our goal is to support thousands of farmers and agriculture market by providing them agriculture platform. We are directly going to connect farmers to the agriculture market. Now I would like to hand over the presentation to Sanket.
Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, you're audible.
Okay. Myself, Sanket Hake. Now I would like to describe the project. So this is a Flutter e-commerce application related to agriculture made by our team Adventure. Basically, it consists of mainly two sections. That is that is buyers and seller. Buyer is our farmer and seller is the nursery owners. Adventure is different from others e-commerce application by mainly two things. We use others e-commerce application like Amazon and Flipkart. In that we can see that this is only applicable for buyers or buyer. This is platform for only buyers. But in this application, Adventure platform is used for both buyer and seller. Buyer can easily buy the product and seller can easily sell their product. And another second difference is that in other e-commerce application, we actually buying from that let's consider Amazon. We actually buying from Amazon, but in that application, we are basically buying from that particular nursery or that particular shop. This is a major difference from others e-commerce application. Here Adventure will help to both buyer and sellers. Nursery owner can register in Adventure and can add their products. In this application, we use Fire authentication to sign up and log in. Firestore database to store users data and sellers data. That's all about the project. Now I would like to share the live demo of application. Wait for a minute. Just a minute. Can you give me permission for entering?
Sanket, please unmute.
Sorry, guys. So this is a welcome screen. It consists of mainly two sections, buyer and seller. If I am buyer, I will choose the buyer. So this is a login screen. If I have not registered already, then I will choose register. And then here I will put name, number, email ID, address, passwords, and then after I will If I forgot password, then click on forgot password. Then here you can put your email ID. Then you will receive one email. On that you can reset your password. Then I will log in. This is the basically home screen of our app, and here all the nurseries are different nurseries are present. Whichever you like, from that you can buy your product. This is all the categories present. Let's see. If I want to buy this plant, here are two options. If you want to add in the cart, then simply tap on the cart icon. You can also buy, place order. That's all about buying process. If you want to see your account, you can see my cart, my order. Here is all order detail are present, like shipping detail, price detail, and delivery date. That's all about the buyer section. If I am seller, then I will choose seller section. Let's see. After login, you have to add your nursery. If your nursery is already registered, then simply click on plus icon. Here you can add your nursery owner or nursery name, location, contact, and all. Then after you can tap on this plus icon. Here is all detail about the adding product. First you select nursery, then category, product name, image. Here you have to add the network image, product price, product detail, and then you can upload your product. If you have to see what products I have added in my nursery, so here all the nurseries are present. Then you can select your nursery and can see your products, whatever that you have added. So that's all about the seller section. Okay. Atharva, can you present? Okay, so let's talk about the future scope. I have added only the nursery plant section. So we plan to add more nursery more sections like seeds, agriculture equipment, fertilizers, etc., etc. And we also will be adding the weather features. We want to add a language feature so that all the farmers can use this app easily. Next, vote of thanks. We would like to thank our mentors Abhay, Shivam, and Sudhanshu for the continuous guidance and supports us always. This project would not have been so easy if we didn't have mentors like them who were always available for us. These past 4 months working on our inheritance project have been a thrilling experience and one which we will cherish for the rest of our college life. So thank you, CoC, for giving us inheritance. Next. So that's all about us. Next. So thank you everyone. For more information, check out our GitHub account.
That was a great presentation and a great app, guys. Any comments from the seniors?
Yeah, it was a very good project. Great work on the UI.
Yes, we are done from our side.
Yeah, what did you say? I'll continue. Yeah, great work. Keep it up. What do you think is the future scope of this? Like, what? How do you plan to take it ahead, or if you wish to?
Yes, we will love to add more features in this app and update this app.
Sorry, can you repeat once again?
Yeah. What do you like? How do you plan on if you were to? How do you plan on taking this ahead? Any
Your
features?
voice is not audible. Sorry, can you repeat
Okay,
once again?
sorry. Just a moment. Give me a moment.
Monal, you are actually audible to me. Sanket, it seems like the problem is on your side.
And, now it's audible.
Yeah.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I was asking, how do you plan on taking this ahead? Any future scope that you've planned on as of now?
I didn't get it with patient.
Future scope of the project, if there is any. What is it?
Future scope. About future scope, I have now I have only added the nursery plant section, but we are planning to add more sections like seeds and plant, agriculture equipment and agriculture fertilizers.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's all.
And also want to add the weather features, so farmers get more information.
Yeah, so great application, especially those animations were really great. One idea that you could implement is maybe integrating a payment gateway to facilitate the buying process. Have you thought about it?
Yes, yes. We thought about that, but not implement till now. But we will surely implement on that.
Yeah, that's something you can do. Where are you storing the
there
data?
are only the cash on delivery options.
Okay. And you're using Cloud Firestore to
Yes,
store
yes.
the data?
Yes. Can I present my Firestore data?
It's all right, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, good job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi team, really good UI and good job with the project. I just wanted to suggest that maybe you can include an information page, for example, for someone who wants to get started with gardening. Maybe they can use that page in the app to get information about how they can start. So that is something that you can include.
Yes, yes. We will implement on that. Thanks for your suggestions.
Yeah, if we don't have any more questions, we'll move on to the next team. That is Team NAN. My bad, Team Juggernaut.
Thank you, everyone.
You all can leave.
Okay, thank you.
Ishwari, please rename yourself according to the what we've suggested and please rejoin.
Yes, yes, just a second.
Okay, I guess that can be done later. Y'all can start with the presentation if everybody who is supposed to be on here is present.
Okay. I'll.
Yeah, that's great.
If you guys are speaking, I think you guys are on mute.
Oh, sorry. I'm really sorry. Okay. So, is my screen visible?
Yeah.
Okay. Good afternoon. We are Team Juggernaut, and actually we were a team of 4, but 2 members decided to back off a month ago, so we were only left with 2, and so we had to change the whole topic of our website. So whatever we were able to do in this span, we have done that. So I have Prajakta Birthday with me right now, and I'm myself Ishwari Kashit. So basically, it is a reminder app. So I'll give introduction in the next slides. So we would really like to thank our mentors, Tanish, Akshay, and Shantanu. They were really supportive. We had changed the topic of firstly we were doing music on moods as our website, but when two of our members backed off, so we decided to do a bit simpler and easier website so that we could finish it on time. So they showed us and they guided us very well. At the last moment, there was a technical error of we were not getting the database voted very nicely, so they helped us out with that also. So it was not possible without them, so I'd really like to thank them. And also my team member Prajakta Birthday, she was also very motivated. I was almost given up on this, but she worked on it till the last day. So I would like to acknowledge them, and also lastly CoC for giving us this opportunity to explore so many things in information technology. And these are the contents of the presentation. So introduction, usually we tend to forget the birth dates or the important messages to our loved ones, not because we are lazy, but because we are in contact with a lot of people. So this reminder app automatically, once you enter the data, automatically it sends a WhatsApp message at 12 a.m. to the desired person. So this is basically how it works. And about the frameworks, we use HTML, CSS, Flask, and Selenium Open Library to make it work. Also, these are the languages which were used in that. There were a lot of ups and downs. We learned a very important soft skill, got exposure to various domains of information technology, also had a good exposure to ML. And downs were team members did not respond and left the group, and we were in between, in the website we were not able to figure out what is a specific ML model required for this. So that also was a downs, and the data was not responding very correctly. And so finally, with a lot of hard work, really a lot of hard work done by Prajakta, so we were able to somehow cope up with it. I hope presentation is visible. And so now Prajakta will show, I'll show the demo video for this. Is the screen visible?
Yes, it is visible.
So this is a registration form, and then we can fill the details of the friend for whom, once only we have to do this process. Afterwards, it will automatically send. Prajakta, if you want to add something, you can please.
No, go ahead.
Sure. So this is a chat box where we, when we type today, so it will display all the friends or the group of people whose birthday is on that particular day. So this is if we join this on WhatsApp. Once you link the device, it will automatically send the message. Find the person in your contact and then automatically send the message you have typed. You have to don't keep an eye on what the message is going. So yeah, this was all about it. And yes, so we are done with this.
Yeah, that was a nice presentation.
Thank you.
Any comments from seniors? Any?
Hello. Yeah, first of all, very good to see that you people kept going despite all the setbacks regarding the group members. Good team spirit. Very, very good idea about the messages on WhatsApp, and good work. Yeah, that's all from myself.
Thank you so much.
Hi. So really a great job on the project. Okay, not to sound too lazy, but can you also add a feature to not just send to the person directly, but also on certain common WhatsApp groups, so that maybe directly send to groups, etc.
The thing is, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but the thing is, we have tried about that, but we had a issue regarding that bot was not responding very well. So and also there is an issue in this, it will not find contacts according to the number. It will find contacts according to how you have put the name in the registration form. If in the registration form it is Ishwari Kashid, so it will find Ishwari Kashid only in WhatsApp. So that is a loophole that we'll sort it out in future. And in this, we are also planning to add a feature of sending it to directly to mails and everything, and also to the groups. What you were saying.
Yeah, that will be a really good feature to have.
Yes, yes. We usually tend to forget to wish at 12 a.m. and stuff. So
And if you are to extend it to the emails, you can try creating templates for the same, and then create messages and then add those messages to the templates and then send
yeah,
those emails.
yeah. We'll surely do that. Thank you for the suggestion.
Thank you so much for the awesome presentation. So if this team is done and we don't have any more comments, we can move on to the next team. Y'all can leave. We'll move on to the next team, Team NAN.
Okay, thank you so much.
Aditya, please change your name according to what was instructed.
Done.
Okay, so can you ask everybody who's supposed to enter the meet to enter?
Yeah, they are. Just give us a second.
Sarah, please rename yourself according to the instructions given. And if all the teammates are here, you all can start.
I'll put up the presentation.
Could the host please allow Chirag Shilar inside the meet?
Yep, I've already
नहीं, okay,
done.
कर लिया मैंने.
All right, I guess everybody is here. Yeah. Okay. So good afternoon to all of you guys, seniors and fellow teammates. So we are Team NAN, and today we are gonna like present to you about our project that we did in our Inheritance 2021, the CoC. That's called Mimicog. All right. So yeah, basically a graphic representation of what Mimicog is supposed to do is basically this. Okay, so the basic table of contents, like these are as follows. Okay. So the team members that were there in Team NAN were Sara Bastawala, Kanak Meshram, Chirag Shelar, and myself, Aditya Mhatre. Right. Okay, and really grateful for the mentors for their help and guidance. Ravi Maurya, Shreyas Penkar, and Tanish. This project could not have been possible without you guys. So really a big thank you to you guys too. Right. So yeah, so what is Mimicog? A short description. So Mimicog has two aims. All right. So one is to detect objects and display it. And see, for example, like if the car comes and the video is going on, so it should display and like a car photo or an emoji. Or if a human person comes in and if a face is detected, all right. So uske baad, it also recognizes the emotions that are represented on the face, and it is shown as a 2D emoticon. So that's the main part of the project. All right. Moving on.
Kanak, I think you're not audible.
Yeah.
Should we get Kanak on a call and allow her to speak, or?
It's fine if Kanak is not able to speak. I'll continue for her. Okay. So the technology stack that was used in this project. So the major languages that were used was Python, of course, and the front end was developed on HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. So the Java, like the dependencies that were used, like at least for Python, that was TensorFlow for the ML model, OpenCV for the image recognition, Keras, scikit-learn, and Flask was for the backend and front end linking, and PIL and Socket-IO. All right. So the algorithms and the pre-trained models that were used. So the YOLO V3 model was pre-trained on darknet on the ImageNet dataset. So that was the main algorithm. Also, the architecture uses a fully convolutional neural network that contains 4 residual depth-wise separable convolutions, where each one is followed by a batch of normalization operation and a ReLU activation function. Yeah. All right. So how it works? So the project consists of two major parts. One is the backend and the second is front end. So the backend consists of a machine learning model written in Python using TensorFlow and Keras and linked to the front end with the help of Keras, with the help of Flask. My bad. The front end. It is a web-based front end coded in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. It is linked to the backend with the help of Socket.io and Flask. Yeah. Moving on. All right. So the next speaker is Chirag.
Okay. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So about the backend, I will. Basically it is a machine learning model that uses a pre-trained dataset to give the results. So theoretically, we have used an image recognition. It is based on basically it is based on deep learning. Deep learning is a subcategory of machine learning which refers to a set of automatic learning techniques and technologies based on artificial neural networks.
So to detect any object or person, we have to have knowledge about the use of image and the vectors and NumPy libraries, post which computer vision is used to detect the changes of the object in the frames of the videos and accordingly give the output. So next slide. So about convolution neural networks. So convolution neural networks are basically is a deep learning algorithm which can take in an input image and assign importance to various aspects like or objects in the image and be able to differentiate from one from another. It is a basically like what uh, uh, what like our nervous system. A neural network is a network or a circuit of neurons or in a modern sense, an artificial neural network composed of artificial neurons or nodes. So convolution neural networks works on the principle of convolution kernels and is most commonly used for image processing. The process of convolution is applied in these types of networks, which states that for a mathematical operation on two function f and g that produces a third function f and that expresses how the shape of one is modified by the other. Next slide. This is basically the working of convolution neural networks. Next slide. Okay, so these are some features of our project. So the object detection part of our project is done by the YOLO V3 algorithm, which is pre-trained on the darknet neural network framework, and we can now detect 80 objects, 80 object from the ImageNet dataset, like for the object detection, and the FER 2013 dataset is used for emotion detection. Next slide. So for the object detection part, we have used the YOLO V3 algorithm. So a YOLO V3 algorithm is stands for you look only once. So it is a real-time object detection algorithm that identifies specific objects in video, live feed, or images. So YOLO V3 uses features learned by a deep convolutional neural network, as stated in previous slide what it is, to detect an object. A YOLO is named YOLO only once because its prediction uses a 1x1 convolution. The size of prediction map is exactly the size of the feature map before. So YOLO is a convolution neural network for performing object detection in real time. YOLO has the advantage of being much faster than other networks and still maintains accuracy. Algorithms such as YOLO and few other algorithms, convolution neural algorithms, score the regions based on the similarities to the predefined class. These scores help to distinguish from various objects and give importance to the one that is required for our use. For example, in a live feed of traffic, YOLO can be used to detect different kinds of vehicles depending on the region, which regions of the video score highly is in comparison to the predefined classes of vehicles. So next slide. So object detection and classification. Basically, the program loads the video, which can be from a live webcam or which can be uploaded. Then it loads the YOLO V3 weights and the configuration file. Then input them in the CNN by the cv2.dnn readnet function. So different classes are loaded from the TXT file and CoCo.txt, which contains the 80 objects that are detected by the neural networks. The image is then that given function.
Hey guys.
Okay.
So we're slightly running behind on time. So maybe you all can speed up this part and focus more on the actual final project.
Okay, so this is the main working part, right? So I'll have to explain this.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Theory. So the image is then normalized by using the cv2.dnn.block from image function. This also resizes the image and further transformations are made to combat illumination changes, and then coordinates are extracted from the object. Now for the representation purposes, bounding boxes and results can be shown using the cv2.rectangle and cv2.putText. So for the emotion detection and classification, when the camera is started and the detection code starts running, if it first runs an if-else loop to check if the required image has has a human face or it is an object. So if it detects a human face, it loads up the CNN trained on the FER 2013 dataset, which can help us recognize the up to 6 emotions. These emotions are categorized under according to their intensity and then displayed on the screen. So for the next part, Kanak would be speaking.
Yes, am I audible now?
Yeah.
All right, sorry for the inconvenience. So this is our front end part. Next slide, please. So yeah, in our project, we basically use an HTML page supported by CSS and integrated with JavaScript in order to show a decent looking front end. This page is locally hosted along with a Flask Python web server. And we use HTML to make web pages, define the content that goes on one. The CSS is the beautifier. It gives the content on the plain HTML some amount of style, but the major part of the working of this project is due to the JavaScript. Now here is the end part. JavaScript is majorly used in the web API method, that is media devices get user media, is used to access the webcam. This gets outputted as the media stream. Media stream is simply a stream of audio or video content data that is not saved in the device memory. Rather, it is just passed to a specific video or audio element as the source data.
All right. So how is the connection made? So now when the raw media stream is taken as an input from the webcam, it is then sent to the Flask backend via Socket.io. So now how does it work? Socket.io is a JavaScript library that acts as a wrapper for WebSockets. It provides bidirectional communication between web clients and servers. So in this case, we create a JavaScript-based socket which acts as a client and also create a Flask-based socket which acts as a server. The Flask app has connectivity with the ML backend by the use of functions which can be then called although with a delay over the WebSocket connection. Yeah. So yeah, these are the steps that are like in the implementation of it. So yeah, I won't read all of that, but it majorly encompasses whatever we are gonna do. It's basically the major part of it that whenever we take the image from the front end from the JavaScript client, we convert it into like a base 64 encoded string, and that is sent over. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. Since we have already been told we are running late on time, I'll just run through these when we go to the code.
All right.
I think we can just completely skip the slide.
All right, code demonstration.
Okay, so next we'll be looking at the file structure of our project. Here, these are all of the required dependencies that we're going to need. The CSS and HTML files are pretty self-explanatory. The next 3 Python files that follow constitute the backend of our project, and I'll come to that in a minute. The next 2 files, the for 2013.hdf5 file that you see and the har cascade frontal face default file are the files used by the emotion detector pre-trained model. So the for 2013 file can be viewed as the weights, and the har cascade is basically the file where it gets the architecture that each image should go through, and for the detections to take place, and also the classes of exactly what is being detected is stored on there. The next 3 files that follow are required by the darknet model. So the coco.txt file contains the 80 classes supported by the ImageNet dataset. The YOLO v3.cfg file is a config file that specifies the YOLO v3 architecture for the project. And the next file is the weights file. It's a YOLO v3 tiny weights file, which is obtained from the darknet model. So I'll now take over the screen share from Aditya and run you through the code. Okay, so if my VS Code is visible, here we have the exact same file structure that we just went through. As I said, the styles and the index.
Maybe you can skip the code for now and move to the demo if there is one.
Okay, so all right, I'll move on to the demo. The demo is actually okay. So I'll just tell you when I go through to it. So we are locally hosting our website, and while this loads, I'll just run you through what happens. So when we go onto the website, we have this is the main page of our website. And when we go on to the second page, here we have a box to a container to show the camera feed or the video file that we are processing. And if we go ahead and choose a video file, say this one, it is displayed here. And we also see specific frames of it in, say, every 10 or like every 10 seconds or every 1 second, which we can choose. And these frames are what will be sent to the backend. The entire video is always stored on the front end and is played directly from the user's disk. These frames will normally not be shown. I just wanted to show it right now. These frames are then encoded in a base64 URL sent to the backend via the Flask API using sockets, where they are then decoded from base64 to bytes to a PIL image and then to a CV2 image and then fed into our model. Now, unfortunately, this is a part of our demo where we are facing a bit of difficulties. So as you can see, this part here is supposed to show you the max index of any part that it detects. However, we are facing a few issues with this in the past few days, and this part of it is running some errors. So our ML part works in the backend, but we have not been able to correctly integrate it here. This here is supposed to be the emoji of whatever it detects. However, as I said, since we have not figured that out yet, this is just a sample emoji. So yeah, I guess that was it in the demo. We also have a camera implementation, but again, we are facing some difficulties where we are not able to correctly integrate the camera in the same file. So we're either able to play the camera or the user's video. So I think I'll just stop my screen sharing, and we have a few applications and demo applications that could be handled, and then we'll open the floor to questions. Okay, so some of the applications that we thought of for our project were that it can be used to convey emotions through a 2D emoticon without revealing your face. For example, if someone wants to use it in video calls or live streams, etc. And one other implementation could be to simulate the entire surroundings, including yourself in a 2D environment on your screen. So both of these could be used in games or apps which either use emotions or expressions shown by the user. And moving on, our plan to do this is one of the future scope of our project is that instead of having such a complicated front end, we want to make it as an extension that can go to multiple existing browsers, websites, or applications. And instead of right now, we are focusing on just one object and displaying it. We want to be able to capture the entire scene and simulate it as a 2D environment. And I'll now open the floor to questions, if any.
Yeah, it's a good project. I wanted to know the reason behind using YOLO as the image detection.
Okay, so you mean the reason behind using the pre-trained models, or
no, the reason behind specifically using YOLO as the pre-trained model.
Yeah, so when we started out, we tried to do a bit of research on what the best pre-trained models were and also how easily they could be integrated into OpenCV. So that time we found the darknet model to be quite nice, and the ImageNet dataset had some of the most classes. So that way we thought we could be, we could able to use and display maximum detect maximum things that were being seen. And also one of the best trained ImageNet models is on the YOLO v3 darknet. And since that was easily available and understandable to us, so we ended up using it.
Okay, so I think you just went for what is good in the internet, right?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
correct.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, what is the confidence level at which you detect the emotion and at which
Okay,
you predict the
so
emotion?
yeah, so our because both of the models that we are using are pre-trained and are quite nicely pre-trained, our ML part actually works quite nicely in the pure backend. The only we could also have a demo of that if time permits, but it does work perfectly. The only problem we face is when we take a frame from the user, convert it into the base 64 file, transfer it, and then convert it back. We are facing problems in dimensions and in the quality of the image because of that is lost in the encoding. So that hampers both the models, and hence right now we are not able to come to a working implementation on the website of any. However, there is like if we just run it as a Python executable file, the it is a pretty accurate detection. We will have a demo of that up on our GitHub soon.
Okay. So, yeah. So one more thing I wanted to know. You mentioned that you render the video as is on the entirely on the front end, and you are only sending the images from the back end. Why do you think that this is a good thing to do?
When we started thinking of the front end, we were like quite short of time, so we did not want to meddle into like databases etc. at all, and we also wanted to save on the congestion that would be there in the socket root, because we wanted to use a continuous media frame and also have continuous outputs. So we thought that if we would try sending the entire video, we would either have to save it somewhere, or if we sent it like as we are doing it right now, if we sent each frame instead of a couple of frames, we would have a lot of congestion on the sockets API, which we wanted to avoid. So we thought that for a base implementation right now, we could do this.
But don't you think it would be better if you would send the video and kept whatever splitting part on the backend itself? Because I'm sure there are certain implementations of YOLO that also are optimized towards video data itself. So you could have used that, right? Just send the direct
Right.
video as a file.
So wouldn't that beat the part like aspect where it is live, right? If you're sending the uploaded file, then I can like guess we can do that. But when it is live, I don't know how we
So
can send the.
one of our major implementations was supposed to be of the live cam, as that would have one of the most work like it would be able to correctly have the emotion part of it, which is the not so common part of this already existing on the internet. And we had also like almost reached a breakthrough on it. We even have some images where and one video where we were able to do that quite correctly. However, then we came across some problems, and because like that code kind of got corrupted, so then we like the demo that I just showed you was of the uploading. So we aim to have both of those.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for the follow. Just one last question. Don't you think you need a pre-processing step somewhere in between? Like, what happens if the video that I'm feeding to you is completely rotated at 180 degrees? Your emotions
Right.
will be flipped, right?
Right. Yeah. We did not think of that at
We
all.
did not think of anything of that sort. Yeah.
So maybe when you're processing the frame, you would need a pre-processing step where you are identifying the location of eyes and you're checking if the eyes are below the jawline or something like that.
Correct. Yes, because normally our model would just not be able to detect anything in it.
No, see, YOLO detects faces. YOLO detects faces using the cornermost edges, right?
Yeah, YOLO would. I think YOLO would, but the second model, as in the way we are going with it is, yeah. If YOLO detects a person, we then feed the entire frame to a second model. So that second model would fail.
Yes, between that you can feed this pre-processing step.
You're right.
It's a project. Congrats.
I also had one, question, since like a lot of you talked about using like uploading the entire video. So would that be possible without using a database, or would a database be involved somewhere in the middle?
Personally speaking, a database is actually good for latency purposes. You can send the direct video on the back end. There's no issue in not involving a database. The problem is that it takes some processing to send that big of a file, because you don't know the estimated size of a video, right? But if later when you still study, the HTTP request has a payload size, right? So the greater size of the video you are transferring, the more it will take time on the server to process it. That's why the database stuff is needed in between.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you very much for the
Thank you.
advice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess y'all can leave now. We'll be moving on to the next team.
Thank you.
Team Ada.
Thank you.
Yeah. We'll have to ask Team Ada to change the names on WhatsApp. Just a second.
Devansh, you are in the meet. Please naam change kar le and ask your teammates also to join.
Yeah, I did change my name. I think I have changed my name.
Yeah, now it's changed. Are you the only one who's going to be joining today?
Yes, ma'am. I think I have changed my name.
Can you stop the stream if it is going on?
Are you the only one who's going to be joining today? Yes, ma'am. I think I have changed my name.
Can you stop the stream if it is going on?
Are you the only one who's going to? Oh yeah, sorry. I apologize for that. So okay, so I'll start presenting.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just a second. Just a second, right? I'm facing some issues. I'll be back in a second.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm just I know what's happening. I'm not able to present properly. I'll be back in just a few minutes. Uh, is my screen visible?
Yes, it is. You can go ahead.
Okay, so our project is Polarity, a simple sentiment analysis tool. Uh, uh, yeah. So, of course, we've all heard that Twitter is a very toxic place, but we were curious as to how toxic Twitter was exactly. And this is, of course, the question that Polarity seeks to answer. It will provide a measurement of how polarized a topic is on Twitter by measuring the percent positivity of the tweets. We'll be scraping off like we have scraped off some tweets, and we'll be predicting how much of them are positive or negative. Uh, so now on to the model. We've used an ML model for this. And here are the technologies that we used to develop the model. So it's a pretty simple stack. We have sklearn, numpy, and pandas. So how did we get the model? We didn't use any pre-trained models for our website, instead opting to train our own model. The model has been trained on more than 200,000 tweets from the relatively well-known Sentiment 140 tweet dataset. And the model has reached an accuracy of 77%. And here's a graph of the accuracy plotted against the number of features you feed into the model. So I think a very notable thing is that even though you are pretty low on the feature scale, even at like 1,000 or 2,000 features, we still have an accuracy of more than 76 and 77%. Now moving on to the website, this is a web app. So the stack that we used for our website was, we designed the front end with React.js, and we used Flask for the server side. This is our homepage. This is our loading screen, and here's how the result would be displayed. So, and now for the demo. So I will proceed to show you how our website works. So just a second. I'll start up. Yeah. So I'll just start up our project and cd slash. Yeah, is the website visible?
Yeah, it is.
Yep, it's visible.
Okay, so yeah, okay, there we go. And this is the whole landing page, and this is a very simple interface to enter the hashtag. Let me just, let's say we search for Christmas, Christmas as a hashtag. It'll take some time to load. Yeah, so as you can see, most tweets related to the hashtag Christmas are mostly positive, like 94.5% positivity. I'll do a negative hashtag just in case, so we can see the negative behavior as well. And as you can see, only 9.5% of the tweets related to the hashtag RIP are positive. So this was the demonstration for our project. And back to the PPT. Yeah. So, and thank you for your patience and for watching the PPT. This project would not have been possible without our wonderful mentors, Utsav Khatu, Tushar Bhaskar, and Jagrit Lalwani. I would like to thank them very much for their guidance. Thank you. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
That was a very nice project. So tell me, what exactly can you provide some more details about the model that you used for checking if it is positive or negative, a particular tweet?
Yeah, so we used a logistic regression model with TF-IDF vectors. And in those vectors, we considered trigrams. Bigrams, actually. Bigrams gave better performance.
Okay, that's nice. But maybe did you think about maybe using some sort of embedding? Do you know what embeddings are, right?
Yes, I do know what embeddings are. Like you're talking about glove to vec or word to vec, right?
Yeah, so like putting, instead of using the trigrams, maybe you could have tried embeddings because that provides more meaning to the words as a whole. That is one suggestion that I would give.
Okay.
So backend it was Flask, right?
Yeah, backend was Flask.
Okay, so and the backend is the one you scraped it, or did you use the Twitter API? You use a Twitter API, right?
Actually, no, we used a scraper.
Okay, so it was a pre-trained model that you scraped everything first and then trained everything. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's nice. That's interesting.
Maybe you can. Sorry, Kush, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. Maybe you can also use Twitter API and show some of the famous tweets used on that hashtag. So, like if you are searching for Christmas, so you can show some of the top Christmas tweets below that percentage. So that would also be great.
Yes, or yeah, maybe we can have like other top hashtags relating to Christmas, maybe. Yeah.
Yes.
So firstly, good work. So you guys actually scrape the data, right? So how did you label it as positive or negative?
So, okay, the data set we used to train the model was already labeled. We were just like, well, when you send in a request that like the data is scraped fresh off a scraper, there's a scraping library in the backend.
Okay. And also talking about the number of features, like what is the data actually? Because getting 1,000, 2,000 features, I don't really get what those features are.
Oh, okay. So like the features are the dimension of the vector. Like we are using TF-IDF vectors. So how many?
Oh, you're increasing the dimension of the embedding.
Yeah, the dimension of the vector.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
So
how many features? So you only had this two, right? The text, the embeddings, and the label.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that?
So you trained basically on the embeddings, and you had the output as positive or negative, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
If anyone else has any questions or suggestions are equally welcome.
So one thing, like the data which you got in was purely in English, right? Or there was also
Yeah,
multilingual
we
data?
used a filter for the language.
Yeah, okay. So maybe you might consider other languages also, tweaks from other languages. Maybe you can create embeddings, cross-lingual embeddings, and maybe you might try training on them, and like maybe the accuracy might also increase if you consider the others as well.
Yeah, that is interesting. So yeah, and we are also thinking of expanding to other social media platforms like maybe Facebook and YouTube, but we weren't able to implement them as of now. So I guess I'm done.
Yeah, I think if
Also, just one last question. How many positive and negative examples did you have?
Oh, I had them in equal amount. So we had 100,000 negative examples and 100,000 positive examples.
Okay, great.
yeah, I think so. If we don't have any more questions from the seniors or comments, we can move on. Great project. And yeah, so the next team coming up is, I think, Team Error 404. So Team Error can leave the meet and Team 404 can join. Ayush, how many of your team members will be joining? I'm audible?
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah.
Can you repeat, please?
Are all of your team members here?
Let me check. One person is yet to come. Just a
Who's that?
minute. I'll message him. Mansha.
Yeah.
Hello?
He's in the meet now, I think.
Okay. Hello?
Yes, Ayush, you can continue if everyone is here. You can present the project.
Yeah, just a second. Man was having some problem entering. He is in the meet now.
Okay. Should I start or?
Yes, go ahead.
So, hi everyone. My name is Ayush Mehta and I'll be presenting my screen now. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So, hi everyone. Hi CoC. So, our team's name is Error 404, and our topic is text summarization. The team members are myself, Ayush Mehta, Utkarsh Gandhi, Mark Couture, and Mansha. I, I'll be yeah. So first of all, why is text summarization important? I feel text summarization is important because it saves time and it helps to understand the main point. It focuses on the main points of a summary and saves time. So we have created our text summarization using natural language processing and popular library Hugging Face. And, and so this is our code. We first install all the necessary necessities and importing importing. We use transformers and BART. So BART is a popular model used by Hugging Face. BART is a popular model of Hugging Face, which specifically helps us in great comprehension. And so, Utkarsh, am I audible? Can you present your screen?
Yes.
Yeah, just a second.
Yeah. So Utkarsh will give you a demo of how our model works. So till that time, what we do is we use a BART model to extracts our data, pre-processes it, and then gives us a summary. As you can see from Utkarsh screen, he is running it in terminal. Yeah, yeah. Please continue.
Yeah, just a second.
Huh. So he'll be entering a random paragraph, and we'll show you the summary.
So this is the random paragraph which I've copied and pasted. And here we get the summarized text for it.
Utkarsh, can you show another paragraph?
Yeah, just a second. The slightly bigger one. And here we get the summary.
Yeah, thank you. So as you can see, text summarization helps us save a lot of time. Instead of reading the whole paragraph, which would take around 4 to 5 minutes, we can read the summary in a minute or so. I'll be sharing an app. Just a minute. Yeah. So we have created an app. Can you see the emulator? So
yes, it's visible.
Okay, so it's a basic app where in the text box you enter in the text box you enter the paragraph which you need the summary of, and the summarize button, and the summary will be visible. So what our team hasn't done till now is link the app and our notebook to create the summary. So it's that is our immediate future goal. Our next future goal is using Pegasus library from of Google to create an even better summary. And I would like to thank all our mentors and CoC for providing us this opportunity. Hello.
Yeah, that was a nice presentation. Does anybody have any questions here?
So, good work. And what kind of embeddings did you guys use for for the model?
Sorry, can you repeat, please?
What kind of word embeddings did you guys use?
We use
So you talked about the BART transformer, right?
Yeah.
Which has encoder decoder. So
Yes, yes.
you directly feed the text to the particular to that BART transformer, or did you have to feed the embeddings of it?
No, we directly feed it to BART transformer, and specifically the Facebook large CNN BART transformer, and it grants us conditional generation of the text. So it does all the it removes the stoppers. It does all the pre-processing itself.
Okay, and how many lines it gives as the output? Is there any condition, restriction, or something?
We can give a condition, right? We can give a word count limit as well, and we can give a percentage of percentage like 0.1 to 1. We can give a percentage as well as a word count limit. Right now we have done the basic one, in which the model creates the model creates the summary itself, the whole summary itself.
Okay, so like this is a kind of the two different kinds of summarization which we have.
Yes, extractive and abstractive. So we have done abstractive one. Extractive one. Yeah, sorry, you were asking something.
Yeah, so like have you thought about abstractive one?
We have done abstractive one only.
But the output which I saw, the text was directly like an exact sentence from the input. So abstractive should have a complete new sentence, right?
I don't think it was the exact same. I'm not sure.
Okay.
If you want, Utkarsh can present.
Yeah, no problem. Like maybe that sentence was like quite matching with the ones which I saw in the text. That's fine. Okay.
Okay. We had initially done extractive summarization as well, in which we had to input the number of sentences you want to summarize, but that was directly taking the sentences from, and it wasn't providing a satisfying summary.
What did you guys use for extractive one? how did you guys consider calculate the importance for each sentence?
We used NLTK library, and in that, I don't remember the word right now, but it was a table sort of thing where the number of important words were calculated, and from that, the important sentences were used.
Okay, so was it like a frequency based or like
Yeah, exactly.
frequency based?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I would suggest to look at how the transformers actually work, how the encoder, decoder, and the classification which it has, how it actually works. Like, have you gone through it?
Not in quite very depth. We'll definitely look into it.
Yeah.
If we don't have any more doubts, y'all can leave. We will move on to the next team. The next team is Arcel.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Hello guys, is everybody from Arcel here?
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. Y'all can start presenting.
So, hello everyone. I'm Vedangi Patil, and allow me to introduce our project for Inheritance 2021. But before that, I would like to thank our mentors without whom this project would not have been possible. So, huge thanks to Ravi Maurya, Nikhil Indanor, and Shreyas Penkar for guiding us through this project. Now, let me give you a brief overview of our project. Our project is essentially making our own cryptocurrency from scratch. The project implements blockchain technology from scratch in Python by using Flask as the API framework. As blockchain is a distributed network, for each user, the chain is stored on their own SQL table. Arcel is then deployed on the localhost website where one registers and starts his or her journey with us. So we know that blockchain is used worldwide and crypto has become a buzzing topic nowadays. Blockchain is majorly used for cryptocurrency as of now, but the technology has already been used in multiple industries as a means of keeping tabs on supply chains and ensuring their efficiency, and also in few different fields like identity management, smart contracts, etc. However, in future, blockchain will be much more significant and widely used. It is also said that the financial sector would lead in blockchain applications, and blockchain will be used in various other industries due to the security and transparency that it provides. The possibilities of how blockchain can be used is truly endless. And so now I'll let Prathameya talk more about blockchain.
As you can see here, what's a blockchain? It's a continuously growing list of records, which are also known as blocks. These blocks, they are linked together and secured using cryptography, thereby making a chain of these blocks or a blockchain. It's a distributed peer-to-peer network based on the core principle of mutual trust. Now, every block has certain unique parameters stored inside of it. These parameters act as the fingerprint of that block or the identity of this block. Now, every blockchain is secure and a good alternative to traditional databases because it's an immutable ledger. When I say immutable, that means that the data present inside of a block cannot be tampered with under any circumstances. This concept is something I will also be further elaborating when I explain the contents of the blockchain. So now every blockchain has a block, and this block is consisting of the following elements. So starting off with block number, this is the number that identifies the position of a block in a blockchain. The first block of every blockchain is the genesis block, and then the number of the blocks added to the chain keeps on increasing sequentially. Then data is the data concerning the transaction stored inside of a particular block, like the sender name, receiver name, amount transfer, transaction time, and any other data the organization finds necessary to keep a track of. Then comes the previous hash, which is the hash of the block preceding the concerned block in the blockchain, which is also used as a parameter to check the integrity of the chain. Furthermore, the previous hash of the genesis block, which is the first block of every blockchain, is a string of 64 zeros. And when I've elaborating again on the concept of hash, hash is the hash allotted to the block, which is a data value which is encrypted using the SHA-256 algorithm, which acts as the key or the password of the block. As the name suggests, SHA-256 is an encryption algorithm which generates a 256-bit string of 64-bit hexadecimal characters. The data for this being taken from the data present inside of a block. Any small change in this data will lead to a change in the entire hash, thereby rendering the blockchain effectively void from that point. Hence, the blockchain is not something that can be tampered with easily because of this property, which is also known as the avalanche effect. Finally, the nonce is a number which is only used once. This is a parameter which is used to vary the identities of a block so that we can add different blocks to the blockchain. Nonce stands for number only used once, and this is a parameter we use mostly because the other parameters like the data, the block number.
Now, I am so sorry to interrupt, but could you probably skip the theory part? And because we are already running late on schedule, and we have one more team that has to go next. So can you probably move to more of the implementation and demo part?
I'm almost done. Can I have one more to say, and I'll pass it off.
All right.
So the nonce, this is a concept that will be further elaborated by Melanie as she takes over to explain mining and how a block are added in blockchains.
Okay, so since we are already late, let's move forward directly to the tech stack. Yeah. So first we have used Python as our base language in which we have built our entire blockchain from scratch. All the backend of our project is written in Python. Second, we have used Flask framework to connect our API to the front end of our website. Flask is also used for redirecting to Flash messages and also to send requests to other nodes. Next, we have used SQL databases. These are used for logging in and for the blockchain. In SQL, we have assigned a different table to each port, which will contain its own copy of blockchain. So here, the blockchain is in the form of tables. When a block is mined, the port with the new block sends a request to other ports to update their blockchain. They compare their tables and accordingly accept or reject the new block. This way, we have created a distributed blockchain with SQL. Next, we have used HTML for the skeleton of our website, then the CSS for the UI of our website, and the JavaScript to give the functionality to our website. This was the tech stack used. Now further, let's have a visual of what we created using all this. Handing over to Anna. Anna, we are not audible.
Hello, am I audible now?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry for the technical difficulty. So is the screen visible?
Yes.
Yes. So what we have created here is that this is the node 5000 on which one user is running. One user will run. And here we have another port 5001 on which the other user will run. So our website has basically a login. So like if I write any name and any password, so it will tell me that username is not found. So I have to register first. So since I already have an account here, so I'll just log in. And after logging in, we come to the dashboard. and on the other user, for the other user, I have to register because I have not created the other account. So like for say Melanie, and it checks for if any field is unfilled. So like we can also reset, so all this will clear out. Cool. So now Melanie has also logged in from her account, and we can see that her current balance is 0, and we can see the logout button there. And on my account also, we have the current balance 0. So let's say I want to buy some amount. So I can see here the current balance is 0, and like I want to buy 100 R cells, and this comes from the Coinbase, or you can say the bank that's present. And when this time that it's taking to load, it's basically the mining time, because it's calculating the particular nonce for the condition that we have set for hash to be there should be 4 leading zeros in front of the hash. And this basically depend from device to device. And since we see that block 1 is added with the previous hash of 64 zeros, and from bank to Arnav 100 RCs, right? So let's go to Melanie's page, and we can see that here in my account also 100 RCs have been added in the wallet. And let's go to Melanie's page. Now for Melanie, I need to reload this, and we can see that the block has come, and from bank to Arnav 100 RCs, and Melanie still has a balance of 0. So let's say now I want to send Melanie some money. So I'll write her username, and well, if I try to buy more, if I try to send more than what I have, then it's not valid. It will not send that amount. So let me try and send 50. So when I press send, it's still taking time to mine the block, and it has sent. So when I come back to the dashboard, we see that there's a block number 2 added from Arnav to Melanie, 50 RCs, and the previous hash of this block is equal to the hash of the previous block, right? And this is the hash which also satisfies the condition. So let's go on to Melanie's page. Now for Melanie, we see that only one block is there. So if I refresh the page, we see that the second block is added with the same credentials, and in Melanie's wallet 50 RCs have been added. So this is basically our website. There's a about us page too, and that's all. So coming back to the presentation, what we will be doing next, like what's our future prospects. So we'll be trying to improve upon the UI of our website, because it's not very appealing, and since we have used only HTML, CSS, and a little bit of JavaScript, it's not visually appealing. So that's where we'll be focusing some more on. And next we'll be thinking about connecting database, like sending, like through ngrok we'll be connecting local hosts and sending the block data, and through that we'll be connecting different we'll be sending data from one SQL database to the other. So one device will become a node instead of multiple IDs on one device. So that way we can actually simulate the cryptocurrency. And we have not added the mempool. We are using one block for one transaction, but after adding the mempool, it will store all the different transactions that had happened, and it will accumulate all those transactions into one block. So that's what we are thinking of adding later. And thank you for this was our presentation. Me, Arnav Zuchi, my fellow teammates Melanie Patel, Prathamya Valimbe, and Vedangi Patil present to you ourselves.
Yeah, hi team. Actually, it's a very good project. It's quite innovative field. Yeah, first of all, congrats. It's a pretty good starting project. Just I had just a few questions. So the first thing is, when you are transferring currency from one person to another, who is the one that is mining?
The person who's sending is mining, basically. It basically the program at the back end is mining itself, so there's no miner as such who's getting rewarded or anything. It's automatically getting mined.
We have it in our future prospects to add a member.
Yes, that's good. Yeah, you could also look into how you can integrate a user into becoming a miner, because a program cannot self-sustain. Okay? So maybe you can also look into how mining is done by other users, right? So that anyone can mine any other transaction for themselves. Okay?
Yes, since we had put the condition of the nonce, like only 4 leading zeros, that's why we are doing like this. But when we later proceed to that stage, we'll surely look into that. Thank you for the feedback.
Okay. One more. This is not related to blockchain, but your hashing time it takes a lot of time, right? It's averaging around 2 minutes, right? The time taken to find that hash.
A hash or nonce?
Yeah, anything. You're finding the
Around 3 to 4 seconds it was taking.
Acha. So, do you think when you have more and more transactions and more blocks, this will be the constant time throughout?
No, that's why you said when you said that we'll be able to introduce miners. So that way, I guess we'll be able to keep a track of that.
Yeah, but okay, that is okay. That's the concept of a blockchain. I'm asking. Um, can you see how you can speed up this hashing process, the finding of nonce process?
I guess we can reduce the condition for nonce, or we can
Don't reduce the difficulty.
Okay.
That spoils the fun. Okay. Maybe you can look into how you can use threading, right?
Yeah,
That
okay.
can speed up your optimization process. Okay. That's a good project. Congrats, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions or feedback? Feedback's always welcome. And
Also, so firstly, great project. The UI also looks nice. So for now, you have kept like 4 zeros, right, for the difficulty level.
Yes,
But
yes.
as the number of blocks which are mined, it goes on increasing. So have you thought of increasing the difficulty level, like as a function of number of blocks which are mined?
No, we have
thought
not
about it?
currently. No, we have not currently done that. But thank you for the suggestion. We'll surely do that. That's really something that we hadn't thought of, but it seems really nice that we can do that. We hadn't thought of that. Thank you.
Yeah, and also when you talked about that you would actually use ngrok and then you would simulate it over different machines. But what you can do is you can have, since you're making tables, right?
Yes.
There's only one table or there are multiple tables. One table.
Multiple tables. If there was one table, it would have been centralized.
Okay, so you could actually create several databases in your one single machine, and you could simulate it locally as well. You could, since there are different processes running at different ports, so there's no need of directly using a different machine. You could do that in your local machine. As in one machine, you can use different databases, and you can try to see how the things work, like how the tables actually get transferred from, how the data gets transferred, and how the values get updated.
Yes, sure. Thank you. Any more suggestions from your side? Or any questions?
Maybe you can also try creating a wallet. So that is again a thing. So since, like, for example, if I want to, like your current transaction has from and to, so maybe from and to names can be replaced with the actual public address of those like wallets. So instead of using the username, you could actually use public address. So anonymity can be introduced.
Okay, so public keys and private key
Yeah,
concept,
public
right?
and
Yeah,
private key concept.
yeah, okay.
Anything else? We'd be happy to answer if you guys have any more questions.
I guess not. So yeah, you all can leave. We'll move on to the next team, Team Candice. Another very interesting name. Yeah, you all can leave.
Yeah. Am I
Team
audible?
Candice, you can start presenting.
Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Is my screen visible? Is my screen visible?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm Shaburu from Team Candice. These are our mentors, Arnav and Devyani. They have been very helpful throughout this journey because, like, if we couldn't find anything online, we knew they had our back, and we could just come to them and they'd solve our problem. Our team members are me, Shaburu, and Anurag Pandey. So we are making a game called Jatenga, Adventure Tales of Pangupati Nanda. It's about a boy, a South Indian boy. And it's a visual novel. It's not a 3D game. It's a 2D top-down game. The closest resemblance to it would be the old Pokemon games, the SNES versions. So it's not like there are no high scores in this game. It's a linear game, not multiple choice question kind of game. It has one story that unfolds as you play the game, as you explore the city, you explore the land, you explore the lore of the story. And the story is this guy, Pangupati Nanda, he's actually dead, but the players don't really know it in the beginning of the story. And he is a Boy Scout, so he has to collect stamps for his stamp book. And as he collects those stamps, the story unfolds that, oh my God, he's not in this normal village. Jatinga is actually a transitional village where like the dead come and then they complete all these missions and then they transcend into heaven or whatever it is. That part is open-ended. There are two main characters. One is Pangupati Nanda and the other is her grandmother. Now they both have a good bond, but as I said, the stamps, the missions keep getting darker and darker. So in the beginning, it's the usual Boy Scout thing: save the kitten, help elderly people cross the road. But as the game develops, like you understand what's actually going on in the game, it gets darker and darker. So there is one mission where Pangupati Nanda has to help her grandmother bury her own self. And when the grandmother is burying her own self, that's when the grandmother really explains all this plot key. This Chatinga village is actually a transitional realm where the dead come and then they transcend into the next realm. Now, the tech stack used in this is this game is being made in Unity. So C# is being used, Visual Studio Code editor is being used. And the things that you see like Photoshop, Premiere Pro, FL Studio, these are the primary softwares that are being used. There are like a ton of other softwares that are being used. Like let's say FL Studio is being used, but it's not being used entirely for the sound. Like there are Bosco, Seol, and other sound DAWs that are being used to like make one soundtrack, and then they are being mastered in FL Studio. Or like Premiere Pro is being used, but so yeah, these are the primary softwares that are being used. A little bit about the workflow. It doesn't follow the traditional 2D wala thing where there are defined, you know how like 2D has this one perspective. This game doesn't have that. So for that, we had to come up with different ways to like, it's a little bit like reinventing the wheel, but I feel like it's actually making it better. So first we make the scene. Like as we see on the left, that's the entire scene. It's still rough, but like that's what the entire scene would look like. And then we merge all the layers. We make two layers, and then one goes on top and the second goes on bottom. So we do this on Photoshop. It kind of skews the perspective, but like we get what we are looking for. And then this is more of the development workflow. Like it's a 2D game, so there are a lot of bugs. There's nothing really revolutionary. It's just the you know how the game development process goes, a lot of bugs. You have to just keep removing the bugs to make the game work. Like on the left, we see the green lines are the colliders. The and on the right side, the player has the collider. So when they basically the player can't go on top of these things. That's why we add these colliders. Now, most of the game has the same generic 2D components and stuff, but like something that I'm proud of, something that's a little different than ordinary games. This it's a package called Cine Machine. What it essentially does is it softens the camera. So the camera won't be jittery. It took a lot of time to figure it out, and uh, the images that you see on the left, they are actually inaccurate because I couldn't update my Unity. In the updated Unity version, you see this red and blue overlay. That's how the red part is supposed to look. So that's what Cine Machine essentially does. It makes the camera softer. And now, since you have a basic idea of what the game is, and if you remember the story as I told here, the basic story of the game, now how the story is being told, that's what essentially matters in games like these. So this game can be divided into like three main segments, and these stories are being told through the cutscenes, like intros for anything that the player is gonna use. Maybe a new place that the player sees, an intro for that, or a new character, like when her grandmother is being shown for the first time, then a cutscene of a grandmother, or if he's gonna use a slingshot, then an intro of the slingshot. So this is how the intros look like. And like one thing that you should keep in mind is a lot of this USP of this game is the art style and the story, not really the development key. There's some here we saw like this is the introduction of the player Pangupati Nanda, and like here this is the introduction of a new place that he has ventured into. So this is somewhat what the art style will look like, and then here are the dialogues. And the dialogues are mainly used for when dialogue is being shown. That's it. And that's the comic style, a little bit like Max Payne, if you guys remember that. And the cinematics, we don't really have any cinematics from the game as of yet because the cinematics require like a lot of time. And I'm only going to make the cinematics when everything is final and done. So I've kept it for the end stages. But like cinematics will be unskippable. They'll just be to highlight the key points of the story. This is not exactly like this, but someone as close as possible to this video. That's how close we want the cinematics to look like. So yeah, and we have a landing page for this game. It's basically just a website that anyone can access. It tells a little bit about the story. It has this where people can sign up for the game. So once the game is ready, we can send them an email. This is just the G form being linked to this website. Yeah, that's it. Here's our contact info. Thank you.
Do you guys have a demo for the game ready?
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Yes, we do have that. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll like to see that.
Yeah. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so this is where the game will start from. After the cutscene, of course, like introduction and this is Pangupati Nanda's room. There will be, from here, he'll pick up the essentials of the game, like the stamp book, which will tell him about the missions that he has to do so the game can keep progressing. And then the slingshot on the side, that's for other mechanics like killing animals and stuff. Now, these are different scenes that we just transitioned into. This is like the living room. There'll be different missions that he'll have to interact with different objects to do. This is the main veranda area of his house. This is semi-complete, but this is what the final, most of the final graphics will look like this. And here you can see the top-down thing where the roof is overlapping here. This is the main area, like different houses. Some of these houses will be accessible in the future on different missions. So also this is where, like over here near that apple tree, is where the first time he'll interact with his grandmother. So an intro for that. And it's a big map. We are still in the rough stages. But this is what the shop will look like. Yeah. I'm done. Thank you. Do you guys have any
Yeah, that was
questions?
a very good presentation. Does anybody have any questions?
First of all, the game has a very great art style, I would say, and the dialogue inspired by Max Payne is really great to see. I would like to ask like how much long are you planning for the story of the game? Like how many like there would be levels, missions, or scenes like that?
I didn't really get to your question, but the runtime of the game, I'm expecting it to have somewhere around 30 minutes to 1 hour. There'll be, as the missions, the only way this game progresses is through the stamp book. So the missions, there are total 16 stamps that they can collect. And by the 16th stamp, Pangupati Nanda actually transcends from this village into the other realm. And that's where he meets his grandmother. So that's like the big grand reveal. Yeah.
Okay, nice. And are you planning to like release this on Steam or maybe somewhere? Or if you have like a running version of it, so you can put it up on GitHub as an exe like release?
Yeah. So now the website that I showed, this one second. This one, it is actually already connected to the HIO page. So once the game is ready, it will be available on HIO. HIO is like another platform for indie game developers where they can share the games. It's the best right now.
Okay, nice. Great
Yeah.
work.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys. That was a very nice presentation. You can see a even I like the artwork a lot. So yeah, we'll end your project over
Yeah.
here now. You all can leave.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. So this brings us to another day of like the end of the second day of the inheritance project presentations. So to whoever is watching on the live stream, I hope you all have had a lot of fun, watching all these ideas. And if you did participate, I hope you learned a lot. So yeah, we are ending almost a 2 to 3 month journey now. So yeah, see you next year, I guess. Bye.
Great work, all the mentors as well. And also all the best everyone for the future projects.